I'm going to try to walk straight deep into that place of pain that all of us are experiencing. So many times it seems to the individual that he's the one that suffers the most, that he's the only one that goes through that critical pain. But if you look around to the sides, very fast you'll realize that in reality, everyone are suffering. And there is no one with no grief and pain in levels that there's no way in the world that you'll be able to even relate to and understand how much that person suffers. Money does not solve those problems. You have people with great amount of money that are suffering badly. They're miserable. They are afraid, terrified. Every moment of their lives, they're suffering. They're being cheated. They're being betrayed. The most loved ones of theirs turned their backs on them. It like horrible stories. And you have people that are super wealthy and sick, horrible diseases and weaknesses, and so broken in their spirit and soul. You have other people that suffer because they don't have children, and other people that are suffering with children and because of their children. It's like the pain that the person is going through is because that he needs to go through that pain. And the salvation that he desires, that he thinks to himself that will redeem him, that will free him from that pain, is also individual. It's not a general cure for pain. For you, it might be the solution. One with no soulmate wants to find his soulmate. Okay. Someone else that thought he found his soulmate and every day is a struggle climbing the walls in their own house is like, you cannot explain to them that maybe separation will be the solution for them. It's like, what do you do next? So, first of all, out of that understanding that everyone are going through very severe pain, we can start looking at things in a more realistic angle. That pain is part of the correction of the person. Pain is a tool in the hands of the Maker to bring us to humility, to bring us to that place that we will be able to attach ourselves to Him without living our lives in a lie. And let's talk and open it a little bit more. When things are flowing, going on nicely, smoothly in life, the majority of people, probably close to 99.9% of humanity, are okay with not going with full power, deep investigation, atonement to look for their faults, correcting themselves and taking responsibility on their lackings, on their downfalls. When things are good, people feel comfortable with that, and they feel that they're also like, okay, there are no like big rebukes on them, no big like confrontations. So like, okay, things are okay. But when things are not okay, what can be not okay? If you don't respect people, really, if you really think that you are better than other people, so that thing is wrong. If you think that people owe you something, you think that really you are the center of the world and you feel like It's obvious people should do things for me. Like if you have that, it can be in your small family. It can be in your own house. It can be like in your office that you're the boss. If for you, that understanding is natural, that you are supreme, that you deserve, that people should respect you, so then there's something wrong. Again, what is wrong? What that is wrong is not that you are the boss, that you are the parent in the family. No, that's normal. As a parent, the children's supposed to respect you. But the fact that for you, it's like legit, like it's natural. You feel that honor of kings is not something like it's not like it's obvious. That's how it's supposed to be. It's like it's common. That's like ideal. That means that you're not humble and you're not crowning the maker of the universe on yourself. King David, that was the real ruler of the nation of Israel. He was the main king of the public of Israel. He is always being compared to the moon. His kingship is in the aspect of the moon, the power of the Levana. Why? Because the moon is the king of the night. It's not the king of the day, it's the king of the night. And the moon is able to shine the nights because that she is not the source of light. She's not the sun. The sun cannot shine the nights. The sun, when she shines, there's no night. She's canceling the nights, so she cannot shine the dark places. She's canceling them. But the moon receives her light from the sun, and realizing that makes her humble to know that all the light that she shines is a free gift that she's been blessed with to have, a light that does not belong to her, and she's sharing it with those ones who lives at nights, so she can shine the nights and does not cancel the night's being. So that kingship is a true kingship that can exist forever. Why? Because the Malchut, the kingship, knows that it's receiving its power from her king, from beyond, from the levels that are above her. That's the power of true kingship, that you as a king crowning the king upon you. Even a king should crown the people on him and to lead them because they are precious, to lead them because they are amazing. And he sees himself as their slave, as their clerk, as their worker, not as a ruler. He knows that all his wisdom that he gained was only because that he was meant to share it and judge his people and lead his people in grace, in wisdom, in generosity. So then he will be a worthy leader, a person who wants to take things for himself, and every good thing that he receives is like for granted, like, of course, I'm the father. Of course, I'm her mother. I carried you for 9 months in my belly. Like, okay. It already shows that you yourself needs education. So sometimes we are so stubborn, head to the wall, that we are dropping the most important lessons that will free us from our own self-prison, from our own lackings. And we're not taking opportunities to save our own lives. So Hashem, he finds himself in a situation that he's like hinting and calling, whispering, talking, have to start shouting and screaming. And when we do not listen to those screaming, sometimes we need to be shaken. So when Hashem is shaking us, those are the moments of like awakeness. Oh man, how much pain, how much suffering. Like, look at me. I was torn, I was uprooted, I was kicked out of my own house. I was like, why? What's happening here? Someone just took you and helped you to look at what you denied and tried to erase and plaster and hide for years, and maybe even for a few lifetimes, that you're stuck in that same denial of reality, of you being self-centered or not believing in yourself enough. It doesn't have to be that your crimes against humanity brought you the pain. It doesn't have to be that severe bad things that you did to others brought punishments to you. Not at all. If that's how you understood me, maybe I was wrong explaining it. I'm going to fix myself and going to make it clear. We're not talking about any kind of punishment. We're talking here only about an approach of the teacher, the maker himself, to guide us in a path of growth, of development, of spiritual growth, let's say. That we will gain more wisdom and gonna develop and rise to higher levels. So for that, you need to fix and correct all the things that are holding you back from A to Z. Some of them are your bad attributes. Oh man, you're rude. Oh man, you're selfish. You're self-centered. You're like, that's not humility. Like, that's not modesty. Like, you are cheap. Like, really, you're violent. Okay, yeah, those things also need corrections. But not only those. Also, the fact that you want other people to lead you and you don't understand that you have a mission to lead yourself is also lacking. Maybe the fact that you are humbling yourself in front of cruel people, that you allow negative people to run all over you, and that's an outcome of fear and not of humility. So maybe you are some kind of a coward. You are a fearing person and not fear from heaven, fear from flesh and bones. And Hashem does not want you to be stuck in that pathetic level. So he wants you, first of all, to realize that you let people run all over you. So he will bring you to those situations in life that you will see that you are allowing people to crush your self-esteem, your dignity. So, like, how will that express, how that lesson will express in your life? Humiliation. You'll find yourself humiliated by a person that you crowned, that you gave him the authority to do so to you, that you told him, yeah, crush me, yeah, hurt me, yeah, abuse me, that you gave him the power to do so. So it's very humbling to go through that crap. Excuse me. It's very painful. It's very shameful. It's very like disturbing. Oh man, what, me? I did that? I took myself to that filthy place. Like, I gave the power to my treasures, to my most like modest places, to my heart, to my honor, to my respect, to such filthy people. Like, I brought them into my house, to my heart. I gave them the key to my inner secrets. Like, what? Yes, you did. And by doing that, I like humiliated, despited, rejected purity and holiness and Hashem? Yes, you did. Yes, I did. And you know what? It's better to learn that lesson than to live forever with the mistake. No matter how humbling, how painful, how shameful, how disgracing it will be, it's better to stop this horrific bitterness and darkness of our lives than to deny it and to stay stuck in that disgusting place. Like, that is definitely not what we prefer. Because if you will choose it, God forbid, it might be that the lessons will be even harder. Because Hashem's compassion for you will not let him see you destroying your eternal potential of correction. So he will have to fish you out of those swamps of despair in harder ways. And like when you fish a fish out of the water, like sometimes half of his jaw is out of his face. Like sometimes people needs to be crushed in such horrible ways that they will see in a clear way that is undoubtable, unfortunately, that they messed up, that they are weak, that they need help, that they cannot continue in the way that they were until now and on. Sometimes those lessons, they become very real, very clear. That is only because you didn't take earlier, softer, nicer lessons that were based on advice, on wisdom. If you would take those small hints, you wouldn't come to that place of being crushed to the wall and have to face hard reality. So, what should we do? First of all, to be grateful for the lessons. To be thankful. Thank you, Hashem, for saving me from my blindness, from my laziness, from the human nature of ignoring the responsibilities of mine and like dropping off big things that are very precious and important that I was supposed to take care of them long time ago. So thank you for not giving up on me when and while I was giving up on myself. So thank you, Hashem, for your compassion that does not end no matter where I turn. Thank you for calling me. Even King David is saying to Hashem, he's asking Hashem, ask for your slave because I am a lost sheep. He is the lost sheep. He knows at himself that he's lost, and without Hashem's help, he's stuck over there. And he needs Hashem to look for him because he doesn't even know how to ask Hashem to save him. Like, I'm like, what is a sheep? A sheep is an animal. David HaMelech, King David, is comparing himself to a goat, to a sheep, to an animal, like very medium, very low, very simple, very shallow. And he's asking Hashem, please Hashem, like, ask for me. Please call me. I don't know how to call you. I'm a lost sheep. I'm a lost animal. I'm like an animal. I'm lost. I need your help, Hashem. We have to have that daily prayer, daily conversation with the maker of the universe. Ana Adonai Hoshiana. Please, Hashem, save me. Simple words. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to be brilliant. You don't need to be a scholar to be honest with the maker of the universe and to become one with him. Say the truth. Say, Hashem, like, help me. Help me. What else you want me to say? What else can I say? Please, Hashem, save me from myself. Save me from my fears. Save me from my desires, from my lusts, from my anger, from my frustration. Save me, Hashem, from all my problems, from all my troubles. Please, Hashem, save my life. Save my life, Hashem. Save my soul. Protect me. I'm sabotaging my own life, Hashem. I'm damaging my own life. I'm hurting my most beloved ones. I'm wasting my precious time. I'm doing things that in the end I need to fix them and to correct them, and I don't know how to go back. I need your help, Hashem. Save me, Hashem. Simple words like that are the most powerful tools that you have in your life. That's the strongest advice that you can receive. And when things come to reality, means when reality strikes your face, you need to embrace it. You need to accept it, and not to, oh yeah, I deserve those punishments. No, no, no. You have not heard that from me. Please, Hashem, help me to understand the lesson. What do I need to learn in this situation? What happened, Hashem? For me, it's too painful to understand. Now that I went through this, now that I went through that, please, Hashem, open my eyes to see what you tried to tell me. Tell me, please, open my eyes for me to understand what I was denying, what I was rejecting, and why. And why. Please, Hashem, reveal the root of my laziness to me. Why am I avoiding the truth? Why am I neglecting the most important things? Why it's okay for me to drop things that are so precious and important and clear to be the most important parts of my life, and to be busy and centered in useless things. Like, why my honor is so important to me, Hashem, that I will choose and rather to disrespect someone else over myself. Like, why am I so, like, what am I hiding here? Like, why am I not honest? Why can I just not respect people? That's an example. Why am I so cheap? Why I'm so like running after my money as if money gives life? Money does not give life. Maybe money gives life when you hand it to someone else, or when you use it properly. That's maybe when money makes life. But to have money in your savings, that does not bring life to no one. Maybe to your bankers, and I'm not so sure that you want them to stay alive. So what are you doing? Honestly, a person has $100 million in his bank account, $5,000 saving in his bank account. Are you sure that you know what you're doing? Are you sure that it's the right thing to put those 5,000 in deposit? Do you know for sure that it's the right thing? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. If someone just called you and told you that he doesn't have money to pay, I don't know what, and you have that money aside and you're not taking it out because you're scared, there's a problem here. There's a problem. I'll tell you why. I don't want your money. Why there's a problem? Because that you just let your fears control your life and your actions instead of your faith in Hashem and your trust in Him, that He is your supplier, that He is your supporter, that He is your trust. Now, again, I'm not telling you, give all your money to charity, go to sleep with no penny in your wallet. No, I'm just saying, check yourself and ask yourself, where am I holding? Am I being honest and truthful to my level with the money that I put aside, or that I'm just terrified, lack of confidence, or that I'm just hysterical about the world economic situation? I don't know what. I'm just like, haven't really confronted my fears to be broke. Like, I don't know. Ask yourself. Me, I'm asking myself. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm giving much more than half of my income to charity. If you ask me, and you can ask the closest ones to me, people that were always close to me about money matters, I always give everything except for what I use. When I need to use the money that comes in, I use it always. Even if I need to buy a new car, it doesn't matter. I will use the money that comes in. I never leave money aside. I always give. I always give everything. And even if gigantic amounts were given to me, I shared it. I shared it with people that I found them worthy to receive the money, not because I am judging, because I have a nose and the nosy knows. So I checked. I tried to feel. Sometimes a person can tell me, Rav Dror, I need your help. Rav Dror, we need help. I need help. And I'm smelling. I'm still checking. I'm not so sure. I'm not saying that you're not right, that you're not worthy, but maybe I have other cases, maybe I have other people around me that I realize, I think my senses are telling me that I should not give the money to you. I will give the money to them now. Maybe tomorrow I'll help you. Hopefully I'll be able to help. But my charity is also limited to the amounts that Hashem influence at me. But from any amount that ever came, I always give. And I give much more than half. Always, always. Much more than half of what I'm making. Always, 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 always. Always. How can you see your brother in trouble and not to assist him? How can you feed yourself and there are people that are hungry? How can you sleep at night? Maybe you can, maybe someone can. Oh, so what? You're never asleep? No, I am asleep, but with a heavy heart, always. Going to sleep, always worried about other people, always praying for other people, always into the night with deep conversations with people that their lives are in trouble. Always. I never go to sleep without talking to people and for hours about their lives, assisting them. That's also what I'm doing right now with you guys. That's what I'm doing. I'm not solving my problems here now. I'm here for you. And that's what you need to do as well. Not in my way, in your way. There is someone that is waiting your call. There is someone that is hoping for a word from you. It can be such a far person I didn't thought about him since high school. Exactly. And since high school, he's in trouble and you don't know. You can never imagine what he went through in life. This person is suffering so badly. Think about one of those people that you forgot, that life took you away from. Okay, now, what are we doing with those people? He needs a house. Do you have money to buy him a house? Yes, buy him a house. You don't have money to buy him a house? Okay, that's normal. No one expects you to buy him a house. But can you tell him that you also went through troubles with housing? Can you share with him some of the advice that helped you to find a house finally? Tell him about those 3 weeks that you were also homeless, living at some other person's garage. Can you also talk to him about what you're doing to solve your horrible panic attacks when they're hitting waves at you? Can you share some of your wisdom, some of your life experience? The wisdom of a person comes out of his life experience. Take your life experience and cash it to coins. Break it down to coins, to advice, to practical advice, and start giving charity out of your life experience and wisdom. Start giving charity from your life experiences. You've been abused, you've been raped, you were hurt, you were humiliated, you were knocked down to the ground. Okay, now think about how many people are in that situation now around you, people that you know, people that you can touch their shoulder, that you can call them over the phone, that you can send them a message or an email, that you can send a messenger text to them, and break down your life wisdom to practical advice and make them rich. Share your wisdom, share your bounty, share your wealth, emotional wealth, financial wealth, spiritual wealth, time's wealth. You have time, give some of your time. You have wisdom, give some of your wisdom. You have money, give some of your money. Whatever you have, you should share. And then when you do so, you also become a pure vessel, an empty vessel again, because you just emptied yourself by giving, and you're immediately going to receive much more than you gave. That's why I never stuck. I never stuck because I'm always giving. I never stuck. My machine never stuck. My project cannot stop. And I'm not challenging anything here. I'm telling you how things works. That's how things works. When you give, you're going to receive. It's like it's an outcome. It's like that's what happens. When you drink, you're satisfied. When you eat, you're full. That's it. Like, oh no, now I drank and I'm not satisfied. No, that's nonsense. It cannot happen. You drink, you're satisfied. You need to drink a bit more. Okay, drink more. You'll be satisfied. Finish drinking, you're going to be satisfied. When you give, you receive. Immediately you receive. Oh, but I gave money and I did not receive. But you're alive. But you're alive. You're talking to me about not receiving. Do you know what you gained until now? Can you evaluate? Can you understand how much you got until now? How much would you pay for this class, for an example? How much this class worth for you? $5, not even $3? I don't know. Like for you. For me, no one is paying me to give this class. So for me, its value is even to give, not even to receive. I'm not being paid now to speak. I'm paying, like I'm dedicating my time now to speak. I'm giving. For me, it's worth giving. It's not about receiving. That's the pleasure. That's the joy. That's life success when you give. When you give, then you are being pleasured by the maker because you become one with him in his shape, that he is the main giver. That's the right kingship, that you give while receiving, while understanding that everything that you give, like the moon that shines at dark, you remember that it's a light that you received as a free gift from the maker of the universe, that he is the source of light, and he gave you that light to use, to share, not for yourself, to consume, to feed yourself with wisdom, with, oh, the godly light that is filling me from within. Oh, I'm a godly person. You're a piece of crap if that's the way you think. Excuse me for my language. It was a hard day. Thank you. May Hashem bless you with great happiness and completion in all your Avodat Hashem. When Hashem likes the person, he sends a poor person to his doorstep to ask for charity. Give in any way you can. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, same time, hopefully, we'll speak again. We're going to have a great broadcast, podcast, talking live on YouTube and Facebook, and hopefully on TikTok as well. May Hashem shine his light upon us all. Check our website, emunah.com, and we shall see wonders. Thank you.